Greetings, welcome back everyone to episode 6 of English for all subject teachers. In this video, you'll learn about one of the basic skills all teachers are expected to master, and that is using concept checking strategies effectively to determine if our student has understood what we have taught without explicitly asking. From my experience, I know how it seems awkward to ask our students, do you understand now? Is that clear? So in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 important pointers. And these are how to check for students' understanding without feeling awkward or dull, and 5 key concept checking strategies in English language with example. And finally, how to add concept checking strategies to classroom instructions. So let's get started, guys. Checking our students' understanding is important for effective teaching as well as classroom management, and most of the time we do this by using question formats and instructions. And these are the most commonly used expressions or comprehension language that we can use in our classrooms. Did you get it? Are you okay? Okay so far. What did you say? Say it again please. Like this. Is this okay? Are you with me? Do you follow me? Do you understand? One more time please. Are there any questions? Does that make sense? Right? What we can say about this all expression is that they are all variations of the question, do you understand? And these types of questions are ineffective because they have nothing to do with checking any specific concept that was taught. And secondly, they can't provide us any insight into the student's comprehension level because the students can answer by saying yes or no. So there is nothing that you can have as a proof. In the contrary way, the main purpose of using concept checking strategies to determine our students understood what we have taught without explicitly asking, as I've said earlier. So have you even imagined how it feels awkward to say, do you understand now? Oh my gosh, this is the worst expression that can never be used in the classroom. Don't use such expressions. So I'm going to share with you today these common strategies that can be used in our classroom. These strategies can be used based on your subject area, or you can intermingle them, and it's up to you to determine in which way you can use them. So let's talk about concept checking strategies in English. The concept checking strategies help teachers to check understanding of a concept or instructions, especially when they are complex. And what we do is, if the students cannot answer the concept checking questions, then you have an assignment. That means they have not understood what you have said to them or given to them. So you need to come up with a backup plan, or clarification is required here. So these are the 5 concept checking strategies that can be used in any class. Firstly, the first strategy is repeating the instruction in the same words. Or you can paraphrase it by repeating the instruction in different words. Third tip, switching to a local language. And fourthly, using demonstration or mime. That means you can use gestures, body movements, blah blah in the classroom to assist your verbal language. Fifthly, writing the instruction on the board is the final strategy that you can use in the classroom. So let's look these strategies with an example. So in the left column there are instruction, in the right column there are concept checking strategies. How you can use them in your classroom. So this is the instruction that may be used in the classroom. Turn to page 15 in the textbook and complete exercise 2 individually. And then you can add concept checking strategies here. Which page are you looking at? Which exercise are you going to do? Will you work with a partner or alone? So when you do this, you have a proof to determine whether your students understood your instruction or not. Look at this kind of example again. Work in pairs to practice the dialogue. One student is A and the other is B. Now the concept checking strategies can. All students A's, raise your hand please. Now student is B's, raise your hands. Thank you. Let's take another example. Bring a calculator and a set of squares to class on Monday. What items will you bring? When should you bring them? For the example, form groups of 4. Appoint a representative to make notes and report back to the whole class. Now add concept checking strategy here. You can do it in this way. How many members will be in a group? Group representatives of all groups, show me your hands please. So everything, if it's done smooth, that means your students have understood what you want them to do. And if they don't have the answer to this concept checking strategies, that means you have another backup plan or assignment you better do. So what we can say here is that when checking students' comprehension, the concept checking strategies are used by the teachers to gain a more accurate evaluation of the students' understanding. Rather than saying, did you understood or do you understood? The concept checking strategies help you to achieve your goals. Look this example again. Asking learners to point to someone wearing glasses to check whether they understood the item glasses, check their understanding of the concept. Why, if I say this one? This is a more effective method to really test your students' comprehension of a subject before moving forward, because if they understood it, they show you the glass, the person with the glass, eyeglass, that means. If not, as I've said, backup plan must be done here. So once we have talked about concept checking strategies, let us talk about how you can add these concept strategies to instructions in the classroom. I'm going to give you the examples that we have used in episode 5, multi-stage strategies. So let's add some concept checking strategies to the instruction as an example that I gave you last time in episode 5. So this is what we're gonna do. Let's assume that we have a short group discussion. We want to form a group, and this is how it goes on. We're going to have group discussion. First, I would like you to listen carefully. So here you can use gestures of finger or lips, and the hands to ear could be used here again. Second instruction continues. Now, please form groups of 4. Move chairs quickly and quietly. Now, concept checking strategy comes. How many members will be in a group? Once you have checked that, you're going to continue to the third instruction. Good. I can see that you are all in groups. Next, I would like you to look at the board. The 2 points for discussion are written there. Now what you do is, you pause and check the students are looking at the board. Once you have assured they are following you, you're going to continue your concept checking strategies. How many questions will you talk about? How many issues will you talk about? Can anyone explain in their own words discussion point 1? Can another student now remind us what to talk about for point 2? Now we come to the fourth step of instruction. Before we start the discussion, could you select one student to take notes of the group's main points and ideas? This will then be presented to the whole class. Now you're going to continue with your concept strategy. What activity will one student do during the discussion? So once you have asked this question, just wait a few minutes until the students have had the chance to talk among themselves, and then select one group members and they appoint for the task, the one person that they have selected. Once that's done, all the students who will take notes, please raise your hands. Now you're gonna assure they are following again by using the concept checking strategy again here. Now, once you have done that, check that one student has raised his or her hand in all groups. And if there is a group without any representative, go there and ask these questions. What happened in this group? The students may answer, we have no volunteer. Okay, I'm assigning Mariam to take notes. Mariam, do you agree? May she answer? Let's assume she answered yes. Then you're gonna continue. Good. If you are unsure of the task, I will come to your group and help once the discussion has started. Now you are done in a good way, so you're gonna continue. Finally, can you remember to talk at whisper level to each other? There are many students in the class. You have 15 minutes to complete this activity. So here you're gonna demonstrate whisper level by using your hands or anything that comes to you. And then you're gonna continue your concept checking strategy here. How long do you have to discuss the 2 pointers? If they answer 15 minutes, that's right. If they didn't answer, that means they didn't follow you, so you need additional clarification and instruction here. Finally, you can add the 6-step instruction. You can start now. So here, check that all groups have started and are following the instructions. You don't just to say it. Go and offer help to students who are having difficulties. This is how concept checking strategies will help you to be more effective in your teaching learning process. So what we can conclude here is that finding out what our students do not do or do not understand requires persistence. You need to be persistent. You need to have finesse, innovations, and encouragement. So concept questions, do you understand? Okay, are one way of checking understanding, but are often used in combination with other strategies. So I'm going to add you final bonus for you to have as a strategy. So what you need to do is avoid the one-off flat-out question that no student wants to answer. If you say, do you have any questions? No one is going to answer for you, or they may say yes or no. So to avoid a sea of confused expressions that we have seen in the beginning, we must use effective strategies for checking our students' understanding. And that can be a illicit reaction, and the engagement can be gained by using these strategies. It can inform us how our students are positioned and their comprehension, and finally, it can even lead to doubling students' learning gains. So the first strategy that you can use as an additional bonus I can give you is you can use nouns in a better way. For instance, look these expressions. What is another example of deforestation? So in the dash place or in the blank space, you add nouns here to check your students' understanding. What does a computer do? I'm just giving an example. Where do we find a bacteria? Why do we need an oxygen? What does a carbon smell, feel, look, taste, sound like? Do you have a pen? Tell me about it. You can even use verbs as a concept checking strategies. Show me how to calculate blah blah blah. What is the opposite of lifting? Who invented blah blah blah? Why do people cry? Do you snore? When? Why? How? These are also good. Finally, you can use adjectives. For instance, look these expressions. Who is usually famous in Ethiopian athletics? Blah blah. You can say. What is usually delicious or bitter? Do you ever feel happy yourself? So this type of strategies also help you to achieve a good gain among your students' learning. So what I can say to you is, as much as you can, try to use these strategies. I hope they are going to be helpful to you. But be innovative based on your subject area. You can use them together, or you can use them as you wish. Okay, great job. I'll see you next time, and please don't forget to subscribe. Okay, then thanks a lot, and